Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Coach Alvarez here of Alvarez Jiu Jitsu in Arlington, Texas. And today I got one of my students with me, Mr. Ronnie, and he's in law enforcement in the area here. And I just he kind of shared some things with me in the last couple days that I thought were really important, and I would like for him to share some of those things with you out there, so that you can get a good understanding of why jiu-jitsu training is so important, just not for everyone, but especially if you're in law enforcement or security and stuff like that. So, Mr. Ronnie, thank you, sir. We'll start off first with how long have you been training?
I've been training about 4 years. I was off for about 1.5 years due to an injury, but I was back on it.
Back on it. So how long have you been back since the injury?
Roughly 1.5 years.
Okay, so you've been a strong 1.5 years.
Strong year.
Yeah. So since you've been back, I mean, you've been consistently coming to class. Like, how many days a week do you train?
I try 5 days a week, but sometimes anywhere from 3 to 5.
3 to 5, yeah. He's here like clockwork. Like I was just telling him earlier in the locker room, because we're getting ready to start class here in a little bit. Like, if he doesn't come to class, he must be sick, or he must have been really, really busy, because he is here. He's one of the few students that I have that I know. Like, I know what days he's coming to class. There's a lot of other students where it's like I have an idea, kind of hit or miss, but you know, the 10:30 class, 10:30 to noon, Monday through Friday, you know, Mr. Ronnie's for sure here in class. So let's start off. What brought you to jiu-jitsu? What was no one really wakes up and just I want to do jiu-jitsu today. There's got to be a reasoning behind the training.
Well, I've been in law for 15 years.
Oh, okay.
A friend of mine introduced me into this. He said, go ahead and give it a try out. So I tried, and I was put in positions that I did not like, definitely, and it just woke me up.
Just woke you up?
Woke me up,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So, how is, well, let's start off with what do you like about the training besides, you know, being in positions that you don't like and you want to learn how to get out of those positions? You know, what else does jiu-jitsu give you?
It's just the conditioning. The conditioning is a big part of it, and it's just rolling around the mats, getting out of bad positions, knowing what position is bad, that I should be out of.
Oh, okay. And then how does that how does that relate to actually, like, on the job? Like can you share like any like being put in bad positions here, and then obviously doing what you do, you don't know when things are just gonna go bad just like that. How does that relate to training on the mat, being in these kind of positions, to what you do with what you work?
Like this past week, I shared a little story with Coach here. We had a female. My officers. I'm a sergeant, so my officers got a call about a female running into traffic. They were able to
Into traffic?
run into traffic. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She was running into traffic. So basically, they were able to detain her and place her in the back seat of the vehicle. While en route to the hospital, try to get her evaluated. She then tried to start kicking the windows, breaking the back windshield off, and then we had to stop and then reevaluate the situation.
Oh, okay.
At which point, I had to jump into the back seat of the vehicle and restrain her legs so she would stop kicking and try to seatbelt her in, which took a while. And just getting in the back there, I got there was she was heading butt me. I got bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, got kicked a couple times by her leg, but it took a while, and we finally did able to zip tie her legs in together and get her calmed down.
Oh, okay. So normally, I guess without the training and being in the kind of situations here on the mat, you got bit, you got headbutted, kicked. Like, what would like the normal reaction be, you think? You know, without like, how did that help you? Just, I mean, compared to maybe if you didn't have the kind of training that we have here.
I think I kept a clearer mind. I knew what I was doing, what position I shouldn't have been in, and I just didn't go all out, just go crazy with strikes or anything like that.
Instinctive things,
Instinctive.
to just do things probably shouldn't do,
Yes.
right? You know, you're just able to just keep this situation under control, and keep your mind calm. Any other situations you can share kind of similar to that, where you kind of, you know, kind of had to use the jiu-jitsu training, or maybe just kind of help keep your mind under control or anything like that?
Usually when they take shots at me, I remember to sprawl out.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Sprawl out and get distance.
Oh, okay.
So most of my thing is giving distance, because I'm usually the smallest person there, and usually the subjects usually are much bigger than me. So I need to grab distance to do.
So they actually like change levels and try to like grab a hold of you,
Yeah.
and you're able to sprawl. Yeah. So here, at least here in our academy, you know, obviously, not obviously, but there's a lot of academies where you start on your knees. And for here at this academy, we always start on our feet, because realistically, starting on your knees is not realistic. I get the whole concept that it's for safety, and you know, students probably get less injury prone, maybe starting on their knees. But realistically, we're doing self-defense here. Like, this is jiu-jitsu. It's meant to teach you how to defend yourself. And so I make all our students start on our feet. So obviously he's used to people in here shooting and attacking on his legs, trying to take him down, wrestling him to the mat. So that obviously just comes into play in those situations there. So yeah. So besides the purpose of using jiu-jitsu for what you do in law enforcement, like what else do you get out of training jiu-jitsu? Like, you know, what are some of the other personal things you like about the training?
Personal things. Let's see. Basically, it keeps me a clear head. That's the main thing right there. It clears my mind a little bit. It clears my head. It knows that what I'm doing on the mat, I'm working stuff on the mat. It clears me for the rest of the day. Then whatever, when I get off the mat, I'm back at what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Work, school.
Right on. What about the atmosphere here, the teammates, stuff like that? You know,
great teammates.
Yeah.
It's just real friendly guys. It's just real easy going guys.
Yeah. Training's tough.
Training's tough.
But the guys we're a family here. We're a team. But you know, we get after it. And again, I make a point to explain to our students, like, we have to train that way according to, you know, what might happen outside of here. You just never know when things are going to happen, and so you have to be prepared and be ready. So the training has to reflect, you know, what might happen outside of here. So also you have your daughter Mia that trains here.
Yeah.
You know, what made you put her into jiu-jitsu?
I just want her to learn the basics. Learn the basics of actually, if she does get into some kind of confrontation, physical confrontation, she knows how to get out. How to get out and just get out and get out of the situation. That's the main thing. Yes.
Yeah. So how does she like the jiu-jitsu? Is it something that where you gotta kind of make her come to class, or does she enjoy it, or is it?
She does enjoy it. It's surprisingly, it's just the part of having other people laying on top of you was eye-opening for her. But after a while, she got used to it.
Yeah. So do you feel more confident then now that she? How long has she been training? All together, about a year. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel more confident or less confident now that she's training jiu-jitsu?
Much more confident.
Much more confident. Yeah, I do too. Obviously, I have Danielle, and that was one of the reasons why I put her in it. And there's no reason why that if you train jiu-jitsu and you have kids, like they shouldn't be trained either, because of the fact that if they can't defend themselves and you train jiu-jitsu, that makes no sense that they're not taking up this skill as well. You know, it's very, especially with a girl, right?
Yes.
Like, you want to know, like, wherever they're at, because you're not with her all the time, correct? You know, she's not homeschooled, right? She's in school, so you just never know when things are gonna happen. So you want to feel comfortable whenever you're at work or doing whatever you're doing, that she's gonna be okay. She's gonna be able to handle herself in situations like that. Yeah. So what about maybe eating habits or anything like that? Do you eat like fried fatty foods, or do you eat clean before? Like,
I do eat clean. I do prepare my meals. That's the
Really?
main. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do, and that's the main thing that helps me to actually have a meal prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when do you do that? You do that. When do you prepare your meal? Like the weekends, Sunday?
Usually my weekends before I go to work and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what does that consist of? Like, what are some of the meals?
Usually it's chicken of some sort.
Chicken,
Yeah.
vegetables, anything else?
Little vegetables here and there, but mostly
Mostly
chicken.
just chicken. So you just got like like a container with some chicken in it.
Yeah.
Gotta get some greens in there, right? Gotta get some greens. What about like? So you don't feel like? Have you ever really big on the fast food sodas like that, or no? Not really.
A little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But would you do it? Would you do it before class?
No.
No.
Wouldn't do it before
No.
class.
What would be the? What do you think the result would be?
Yeah, it wouldn't feel good.
It wouldn't feel good. Yeah. So that's another big part of our program is obviously taking care of yourself. And obviously, if you saw any of my other videos, like it's important to me. It's obviously something that I enforce here a lot because you can't really put in your best performance on the mat or anywhere else in life if you're not eating clean. You know. So let me see. What are your goals besides like you know? Well, you eat clean, you work out, you run, you do anything else?
Yeah, I run, weight train a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How many days a week do you do that?
When I get time during work hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes I don't get a chance to.
Okay.
Depends how busy at work it is.
Okay. So you get some cardio in, get some weight training in, eat clean, train jiu-jitsu. How old are you?
40.
40. How you feel?
Feel good enough.
Feel good enough for 40? Come on, man. I just turned 44. I mean, I feel fantastic, man. So, well, you look great. You look like you're in great shape. Obviously, you do all the rounds in here. We'll do 4 7-minute rounds or sometimes 4 8-minute rounds with no break, minute and a half in between. So, Mr. Ronnie's never taking a break. He's always looking for the toughest training partners. So, it's good stuff. So, I know for sure you're in good shape. So, I just wanted to get that out to all of you because I think for anyone that's in law enforcement out there, you absolutely must try to get into a jiu-jitsu academy wherever you're at, wherever you're watching this video at, or wherever you catch it later. If there's a jiu-jitsu academy near you, go check it out. See if it's a right fit. If not, check out another one. But just find one to where you can, you know, get these kind of skills and this kind of confidence to where when you get out, where you're doing what you're doing, you can feel like you can take care of yourself in those situations and then bring more people on board. I just think it's really important. That's why we're doing this video for not just everyone, but especially law enforcement, to just keep your mind and know when you're in a good position, when you're in a bad one, and you're in a good mental state the whole time. Because when we don't know these kind of things, instinctively we just do things and react, and sometimes it's not the best. Might not be the best reaction, you know. So, anyways, Mr. Ronnie, I appreciate you. All right, Facebook, we'll catch you next time. Thank you. Appreciate you, sir.
No problem.
Thank you.